Here we have it, the Marvel Legends Electro. This is quite a nice figure. Honestly, out of all Electro figures, I wasn't expecting for this one to have such wonderful packaging. And yes, you can see, I've had it in the storage for a while. It's incredibly, and I mean incredibly dusty. You know, I just have so many unboxed figures, and I was like, when am I ever going to open these? So here we are, finally opening one of these figures, and so I'm trying to get the dust off my hands. What a wonderful figure. Well, we didn't give a rating for the box. The box, I think, is really cool. I love that Marvel Legends, well, most of the time, is trying to go for this sort of bigger box now. I think the art is awesome. I do think the timing of the figure is a little bad. I mean, No Way Home is like, what now? Like, it's 2026 now. Well, this figure came out 2025. This figure is like 4 years late, which is crazy. Like, figure companies should be able to release figures with the premiere of the movie. Superman did that. Literally every other Marvel thing did that. So I'm just like surprised by that. But box though, you can see there's the spider right there. It's No Way Home. Marvel's Electro. Really, really nice art. Really nice. I'm gonna give it the box. I'll give it like a 9 out of 10. Anyways, here we have him. Marvel's Electro. Stay still. Oh my god. Look at this figure. Now, I have seen many people have this figure and like sort of use him for all sorts of projects, and I have to say, look at that fade. What a wonderful fade. Look at that. This is such a cool looking figure, and I also liked how Marvel Legends kind of made it a priority like to have this sort of electrical effect. In the movie, he had it for like a couple of seconds, like a split second, I think, which I found that really dumb. I found that extremely dumb. A bunch of characters got like new sort of interpretations. I know Sandman had to look like that because he couldn't come in for recording for COVID. I think he had COVID or something. But I'm gonna say, like, I think he has the most drastic change out of all of them. I know Lizard got a slight redesign, and Goblin just doesn't have his mask and looks more raggedy. But I do think out of everyone who got redesigned in the movie, he got done the most justice. I would have loved to see his, like, sort of blue version again. Only so, like, when the MCU finally does Electro for, like, Tom Holland's version of Electro, I guess, we can get the yellow version there. And then, like, this could have been, like, Andrew could have been more of a, like, a ultimate version of Spider-Man, if that makes any sense. Now, I'm going to say sculpt work. This is probably Marvel Legends' best sculpted figure. And I'm not glazing. Look at this. Look at this figure. You have wires all going all over this figure. The pants are like really really nicely sculpted. Over here, you can see everything is textured. Everything. Even his fade is textured. You see that? His fade is textured. I also, like I said, oh my god, I love this. I can't get over this. It's awesome. And also look at all these doodads, all these little thingies here in like near the stomach, chest area. Wonderful stuff. And also more of this. Wires going everywhere. I'm gonna have to give sculpting probably this is probably the best Max Dillon, probably best Electro figure there is for Marvel Legends, or like Electro in general. Honestly, like, this figure is awesome. I think the only thing that might off-put you guys is, well, he looks a little different. Like, this isn't like the like OG Electro design. He's just like wearing construction clothes, and then he has a bunch of Stark tech all over him. But honestly though, great Electro figure. I love this. I'm gonna give sculpt work 10 out of 10. Paint work, I'm gonna give paint apps. I mean, there's some areas that are like, this is just like yellow, and I guess, like, you know, there could be areas where you could have shaded it a little bit in a weird way, because like, look, also like with like that just looks plain. The skin tone too looks plain. There's definitely some things they could have done better with the paint job. But this fade though, am I right? Look at this fade. Hey, okay, wait, never mind. I'm gonna give this figure like at least for paint work, paint apps, a 9 out of 10. It's a pretty decent painted figure. The figure's articulation is kind of miserable. And it's like the figure is like standard Marvel Legends. The figure is standard Marvel Legends articulation. Look, you saw that? Yeah, replay that in editing. But basically, okay, yeah. So this is an early Marvel Legends figure. Like I said, this is like 4 years old now, and it's been in the box for 5 years. This figure has one major problem, and that's that, you know, it's like the fact that the wires look cool on him, but the fact that there's so many wires on him, like anchoring in certain positions, it makes him harder to articulate him. And like kind of and also the thing with Marvel Legends, especially like these early versions now, is that the plastic is super soft. You see that? Like you can't move. You have to like start at the base just to move the whole arm like that. You can't just start here and do it. And that isn't a problem with most figures. And see, it's a pain to move him around. This also doesn't mean that once you have him in a pose, he won't get all loosey-goosey and like eventually just like fall to the floor. So I guess that's good, but I am a stop motion person as well. And I like whenever I rate figures, I also think of that now. Like I don't just think from the collector's perspective. I don't just think from like, you know, like someone who actually plays with these figures perspective. I also think like my third perspective is like people who use them for stop motion or whatnot. I could see why this figure might not be to your best interest. It's like, unless you're specifically doing like a No Way Home stop motion or an Amazing Spider-Man stop motion, I see why you might want like to get the comic accurate Electro. This isn't a bad figure. I just think the articulation is very limiting, only because like it could do its standard things, but look, this joint could easily go all the way back, but it's because of the wires that stops it. You know, the wires are both a blessing and a curse. But overall though, I'm gonna give articulation like a 6.5 out of 10. Let's look at some of these accessories. We give 2 electric hands and 2 actual electrical blizzards, like these little thingies. I mean, it's a solid. I mean, I got this for I think I remember. Yeah, I got this for 20 bucks and it was on discount. Usually figures like these go for like 30, 25 bucks. So if you bought it for the full price, I would see why you would probably give our accessories like a 6 out of 10. But at least for me personally, I would give our accessories like a 9 out of 10. I mean, what's necessary is there. You have your fist hands and you have like your sort of electrical gesture hands, and then you have the actual electrical effects. So I'll meet you in the middle. We'll rate accessories like a 7.5 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10. Yeah, 7.5 out of 10. Now, that's it. That's it for this review, guys. If you guys liked this review, be sure to like the video as well. Subscribe. I am trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That is a very ambitious goal, and I am trying to post more. You've probably seen my efforts for that through YouTube Shorts. So I am trying to YouTube short it more. Anyhow, thank you guys for watching. If you guys are interested in more reviews, I have so many figures in box. Just looking at my room right now, I have 2 different Iron Mans, one from Iron Man, one from Avengers. I have like 90s Sandman, 90s Rhino, 90s Chameleon. I have the deluxe theatrical edition Superman. I have the Magic the Gathering Battle Damage Spider-Man. I have the Daredevil Born Again Punisher. I have that one like flaming Spider-Man character from the PS4 games. I have so many. That's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and always stay nerdy.